Welcome to Numina, the only place that's reverse engineered the College Board. We're going to show you how to solve these problems very quickly with mathematical precision and with 100% confidence. That means you no longer have to rely on the answer key, but purely on the power of your knowledge. The mind is a powerful tool, and we're going to show you how to use it. Here's how it's done.
Here we are at question 3 from section 10. Remember to look to the top corner for the concepts that we'll be discussing. Here, this question is about faulty subordination, modifiers, and wordiness. The first time through, just watch us solve the problem. Then, the second time, we're going to break down the grammar, so take a lot of notes. And lastly, the third time, we'll give you a chance to apply what you learned and try to solve the problem as quickly and as accurately as we do. Are you ready? Let's get started. During the 4th of July weekend in 1947, about 6 million people crowded onto the beach and into the amusements at Coney Island, America's playground, in Brooklyn, New York. As I looked at A looks okay, so I'm going to keep A for now. I see an error in B, I'll go ahead and eliminate B. I see an error in C, get rid of C. I see an error in D, D's gone. And I see another error in E. E is eliminated. My answer is A.
Wow, that was quick, Brian.
Sure was. Can you do it? Did you do it as quickly as we did? Well, let's go on to the grammar. Okay, here we go again. Now let's take another look at this question and talk about and discuss the grammar involved in this question. Remember, we're looking for errors that deal with faulty subordination, modifier, and wordiness. Okay, before we get started, we want you to focus on the word about. Anthony Sosimi, what should they know about this word about in this sentence?
When normally about functions as a preposition.
Right.
But if the about here were to function as a preposition, we wouldn't have a sentence. We would have a fragment because there would be no subject taking on the verb crowded.
Ah, okay.
So let's take a look at our note. It's important to note that about can sometimes function as an adverb to mean approximately, but it's usually used as a preposition. And, it's also important to note that prepositional phrases cannot function as subjects or objects of the sentence, but only as adjectives or adverbs. In this case, about is functioning to mean approximately as an adverb, and it's modifying 6 million. So we're just saying roughly 6 million people. So it's important to note how what appears to be a certain part of speech may function as a different part of speech depending on the context or how it's used.
Great. Okay, so maybe we can keep that in mind as we go through our choices. Looking at choice A, we have during the 4th of July weekend in 1947. I don't see anything immediately wrong here in choice A, so let's go ahead and hold on to choice A. Moving on to choice B. Wow, here we have this pronoun that, which is wrong here in this sentence. Here, let's read B. It was the 4th of July weekend in 1947 that crowded onto the beach, and about 6 million people crowded onto the beach and into the amusements at Coney Island. Well, here we'll be in a much better position if we use during which or when. Both of those options would work much better being placed or trying to modify the 4th of July weekend in 1947. So in B, you can go ahead and say that we have an error in B and eliminate B. In C, the 4th of July weekend that occurred in 1947 was when? Here we are dealing with wordiness. The weekend that occurred in, well, we don't need to write that out because it should be already understood. The weekend occurred, it happened. Also, if you go ahead and look to the end of that choice, was when is a weak sentence construct, as noted with our note at the bottom. And thus is usually not an answer choice on the College Board. So C can be eliminated because it's wordy and we have a weak sentence construct with was when. Moving on to D, we have the 4th of July weekend in 1947. Well, here, this phrase is acting as an appositive, but we have a modifier error because why? This cannot appropriately modify 6 million people? The 4th of July weekend in 1947? No, it can't. So we have a modifier error in D. Let's go ahead and eliminate D. Moving on to E, occurring in 1947 over the 4th of July weekend. Well, here we have yet again another modifier error. Here, 6 million people cannot occur in 1947. And if you look at our note on the side, we have standalone present participles can often function as adjectives modifying nouns. In this case, occurring would modify what? People. And as we mentioned a moment ago, people cannot occur. So we can eliminate E. Going through all the choices, we've eliminated B, C, D, and E. And so we're left back with our original choice, which we kept. Answer A. Okay, here we are with the third time around. Remember, this problem deals with faulty subordination, modifier, and wordiness. As you can see, we've left our notes up here for your convenience. We're going to read the question again, then we'll give you a moment to pause the video and try to solve this question yourself. After that, we'll go ahead and solve it. Are you ready? During the 4th of July weekend in 1947, about 6 million people crowded onto the beach and into the amusements at Coney Island, America's Playground, in Brooklyn, New York. Okay, go ahead and pause your video. Okay, were you able to find the answer? Were our notes useful? Let's go ahead and solve this. Looking at choice A, during the 4th of July weekend 1947, looks pretty good, so we'll go ahead and keep A for now. Looking at B, we have a pronoun error in B, we can eliminate B. Looking at C, we have a wordiness and weak sentence construct in C. C is gone. D, the 4th of July weekend 1947. Here we have a modifier error, we can eliminate D. And we have another modifier error in E. E is gone. So we're left with our answer, A.
Noumena, Empowering Minds.